Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have the Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime with me, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and we'll have a first look at this device. And this Grand Prime is slightly under Grand. It's not a full upgrade over the Grand, but the camera there is a slight improvement. And the packaging is very peculiar. At the back it says that this product is meant for sale only in India, and it says that the product should be activated with a SIM card issued from a mobile operator in India. To use SIM cards from other regions, cumulative calls over 5 minutes must be first made with a SIM card from Indian operators. So sort of region locking is there on this, and it says that you get 500 megabytes of data for 6 months if you use Aircel or Tata Docomo SIM cards. And regarding the specs, it does not specify a lot of specs. It says that it has a 5 megapixel front facing camera. It says best for selfies, and it sports a 1.2 gigahertz quad core processor. In fact, as far as I recall, it sports this Qualcomm Snapdragon 410 SoC. So it will be interesting to see how it behaves. And the display is a 5-inch screen, rear facing camera, 8 megapixel shooter, and it says it also has 14 Indian languages. And this is the Duos version, that means it's a dual SIM variant. So let's quickly just break the seal. Before that, let me talk about the pricing. And as you can see, the price quoted on the box is 16,000, but I purchased this unit from Faisal Communications for 14,500 here in India. So let me just open this box. And we have the unit itself, and we'll come back to the unit a bit later. Let's look at the accessories that we quickly get with this one. And we have some manuals and the warranty card, Samsung warranty card. We also get the headset, that is the YS type. We also have a microphone and a button to take or end calls. It's a Samsung branded, not an in-ear, normal one. We also get the power brick, and the milliampere rating on this is 1 amps. It's a 1 amp power brick, USB to micro USB cable, and the battery itself. And it's a 2600 milliamp hour battery. So let's take out the handset itself. We have this protective cover. Let me take that out. And on the back also we have this protective plastic. So that's off, and let me open the back cover and put the battery. Again, you'll notice that it looks like metallic finish, but again it's not metallic, it's just fake. Let me actually show you. Let me peel this off. It looks metallic, but it's still plastic. And let me just take this out. And it's a dual SIM, so SIM card 1 will go over here. We also have a micro SD card slot, and the SIM card 2 will go here. So let's pop in the battery, and let's quickly boot this up. And it sports a QHD screen, not even a 720p HD screen, but let it boot. By the time it boots, actually I'll give you a physical overview. On the top we have this 3.5mm headphone jack. Here we have the power on off button, nothing else. On the bottom we have the micro USB slot, the main microphone, and on this end we just have the volume rocker. And on the back it's a 8 megapixel camera, LED flash, opening for the speaker, and the front facing camera is a 5 megapixel shooter. So let me just quickly set this up, and we'll be back again. As it's a Samsung device, it does support a lot of Indian regional languages, as you can see here. And it is connecting to our Wi-Fi network. And one thing unique that I'm finding these days with Samsung phones is that on the box they're not specifying the model of the processor used, chipset, etc. So let's just quickly set this up, and we are done. We are set up. And one thing I notice is that we do not have any auto brightness sensor, so you got to manually adjust the brightness on this device. And actually, let's look at the Android version that we get. Let's go to about the device, and as you can see, we get KitKat with the latest version of Android, that is 4.4.4. Let's also look at the storage. I did not add a micro SD card yet, so let's look at the storage. Out of that 8 gigs, it says we have total, and out of that, the available space that you actually get is 4.97 GB. That's almost, I would say, about 5 gigs of space that you get. So that's pretty decent. But sad part is, as you can see in display, we do not have the auto brightness sensor. So it's kind of a cost cutting on Samsung's part, I would say. Let's look at the apps. Again, Samsung, typical Samsung fare. And nice to see that not a lot of bloatware is there. We just have Google apps and some Samsung specific apps, not a lot of bloatware. We also do have the FM radio with this one. Let's fire up the web browser. Let's go to Samsung's website by default. And let's just, oops, let me just cancel it. Let's go to this techmeme.com. And it's opening the mobile version. I'll just force it to the full screen, the desktop version. Again, looks pretty responsive, as you can see. So that was web browsing. It looked pretty fine. And do we get this gesture? Yes, you can add widgets, wallpapers, extra home screens using this. And these are the widgets that are pre-installed. One thing to note is that the viewing angles are pretty decent on this device, not like the Galaxy Core 2, which had actually horrible viewing angles. And in fact, in the looks department also, this Grand Prime actually looks pretty sleek thanks to this fake metallic look that you have. Actually, it looks a lot sleeker compared to the regular Grand 2, in my opinion. So in looks department, definitely it looks pretty decent. But one thing I'm noticing is that these touch type capacitive buttons at the bottom do not light up when I'm clicking them. So let's also look at the camera on this. Let's fire up the camera. And here is the camera app. Let me bring this box again. The viewing angles again are good. Let me take the photograph again. Let me bring this Lumia over here. Let's take its photograph. So after focusing, it's quick to take the snaps. And initial impressions, this came out a little bit blurry, but these were fine. And I'll just clear these notifications. And it says that I already have a software update, so that's interesting. Let me also just install the CPU-Z application so that we can see the processor. And as you can see, we already got this 11 megabyte update. I'll install this one a bit later. And I have just installed this CPU-Z applications that will give us insight about the actual chipset that is used on this Grand Prime. So let's look at it. And as you can see, it says that it just says that it's based on a Qualcomm processor. It does not give us the family name, and it has the GPU that is Adreno 306. So it looks like it's the Qualcomm Snapdragon 410. That's a 64-bit processor. And again, as you can see, RAM is 1 gig, and Android version 4.4.4. And let's look at the sensors. So in sensors, there are limited amount of sensors like accelerometer, magnetic sensor, proximity sensor, screen orientation sensor. So these are the sensors that are provided. So that's it for now for this quick unboxing and first looks at this Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime. So if you have any particular questions regarding this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. Thank you for watching this video. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.